We spent our final day on the Big Island with a trip to Akaka Falls, Greenwell Farms coffee tours, and a final stop to look at ukuleles. We made our first stop at the side of a road just to show how quickly it turned into lava fields from the resorts. Mary took a final parting photo of the fountain in front of the resort. Here we are looking towards the north at Kohala, an ancient foot-shaped volcanic mountain. In this photo we're looking towards Mauna Kea. Here we are looking towards Mauna Loa. Here we are looking towards the west, where you can see the palm trees from the resort area just a half-mile away. Our next stop was the Laupahoehoe Overlook. Originally, Laupahoehoe was a peaceful Hawaiian fishing village. It was one of the few deep harbor ports on the Big Island besides Hilo. With the influence of plantation life in more modern ways, the area changed. Laupahoehoe was located down in the valley where the old Mamalahoa Highway led to the thriving community. From 1912, people traveled by rail to the station and traveled by foot or horse to the point to enjoy its tranquility and gaze down the valley to the rough leaf of lava jutting into the sea. In 1946, a tsunami generated by an earthquake in the Aleutian Islands hit the coast and destroyed much of the town. This is Laupahoehoe Point. Unfortunately, you can't see anything because they let everything get overgrown, but you can see a little bit of the water. It's Laupahoehoe Point. All you really can see is into someone's backyard, though. We next stopped at Waikaumalo Park. Waikaumalo Park is a quite picturesque picnic stop primarily used by locals. This is, I believe, called Waikaumalo State Park. There's supposed to be some waterfalls around here. Certainly there's a little bit of a stream. Nothing spectacular. This is known as Waikaumalo Stream. So this is Waikaumalo State Park. It's supposed to be waterfalls here, but I guess there's just a little one unless it's further up. Or further down. And here's a interesting tree that I stand corrected. Waikaumalo Park. Waikaumalo Park. Reverse image said this is a Chloroleucon tortum tree. We next stopped at the Umauma Stream Bridge to view some waterfalls. These are some falls. I can't remember the name of them offhand. Umauma. I know Umauma is the other thing. Visitor from outside the universe. But anyway, there's one there. And then there's some falling right down there. These waterfalls are downstream from the Umauma experience, which is apparently a very expensive entrance fee unless you plan on going zip lining. These side of the road waterfalls were still pretty nice. We next came to our primary focus of the day, Akaka Falls State Park. Akaka Falls is a lush 65-acre park. The main attraction of the park is a stunning 442-foot waterfall gracefully plunging into a gorge. Kolekoele stream begins on the upper slopes of Mauna Kea and winds its way to the ocean. Akaka Falls is the highest waterfall along the streams, and Kahuna Falls is a tributary stream that enters Kolekoele stream below Akaka Falls. A goby fish indigenous to the Kolekoele stream, known to the Hawaiians as O'opu alamo'o, begins its life as an egg laid in the upper reaches of the stream, often between rocks in the stream bed. Once the egg hatches, the embryo drifts downstream with the current to the open ocean. The larvae remains in the ocean for up to 6 months. When it receives the freshwater signals from the stream, it begins its swim back upstream. The o'opu uses its suction disc and pectoral fins to climb up the rocky sides of the waterfall. As an adult, the o'opu measures about 5 inches and stays upstream amongst the rocks, lays its eggs to start the next generation. The birds which inhabit the rainforest are the iwi, the amakihi, the apapane, and the iliapeao. There are a few remnants of the original native forests, such as the ohia tree with its red flower. This is due to large tracts of land being cleared for the cultivation of sugarcane. Much of the flowering non-native vegetation seen in the park today was planted in the early 1950s when the park was withdrawn from the forest reserve. The goal was to create the feel of a lush rainforest as visitors walked to the lookouts for Akaka Falls and Kahuna Falls. The 0.4-mile loop trail provides a closer viewing of Akaka Falls, the highest free-falling waterfall in Hawaii. From the top of the gulch, Kolekoele stream drops straight down 442 feet to full below. Akaka Falls is twice the height of the more famous Niagara Falls. The Akaka Falls loop trail starts by descending some stairs. Here we are getting ready to hike the trail at Akaka Falls State Park, and we're going to start off. It's only like a half-mile hike, I guess.
Yep, she said stay to the right.
She said stay to the right, and that's the easier way. The top of the trail starts with a lush rainforest. The path is a paved way with handrails. Here's Mary descending the trail into the rainforest. It's quite a lush rainforest here. As we walk along the trail, the forest becomes denser. Heading towards the Kahuna Falls Overlook, one could find small streams. Say hey, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Some nice big bamboo. Huge leaves. Some huge banana trees too. Bamboo was observed along the trail. Here is a particularly large fern. Here are some banana trees as well as ginger flowers, among other things. Next was the Kahuna Falls Overlook. Those are the minor falls in the park, which it's kind of hard to see because it's so overgrown. In the middle of this picture is where the Kahuna Falls are located. The sightlines were very overgrown with vegetation, and you can barely see the falls in this close-up. In the center of this photo, you can see the purple sporophyte of the fern begin to unfurl. Next, we came to a very dense part of the rainforest. I do not know what kind of trees these are. I also can't tell if these are vines attached to the trees or part of the tree themselves. Next were views of the valley.
Looking into the valley.
Lots of ferns and vine-encrusted trees. Here are some red ginger flowers. Looks like there may be a philodendron growing on this tree. We now came to our first views of Akaka Falls.
First view, here we're coming to our first view of the falls.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna run you over, I promise. Yeah, no, I was all prepared about this. I'm gonna get one over You can delete whatever you want, right?
That's what I do. Just
Yeah.
make it underneath.
You're welcome.
We now came to the Akaka Falls Overlook. Akaka Falls is a free-falling waterfall. The water drops from the cliff edge to the plunge pool below as a continuous flow.
And here you can kind of see the full amount of the falls.
Unfortunately, the vegetation was too thick and we could not see down to the plunge pool. There was one additional small stream before we came to the end of the trail. In addition to the previously mentioned O'opu alamo'o, one can also find Opaka ole, the native shrimp, in these streams.
Here's a little minor fall called Creek. You want to bridge over the gulch. It goes down there.
Unfortunately, we are not able to see any type of aquatic wildlife within this stream. Before we ended our hike, we were, however, able to find the beautiful yellow ginger lily.